over $4.1 trillion. That's how much the Internal Revenue Service, commonly referred to as the IRS, collected in gross taxes in fiscal year 2021. The IRS brings in approximately 96% of the federal government's funding every year. The IRS is crucial for the functioning of the federal government, but budget cuts have made it difficult for the IRS to carry out its duties for a while. Funding for the agency declined by more than 20% between 2010 and 2019 when adjusted for inflation.
This is the part of government that brings in money. So you have to spend money to make money.
The vast majority of IRS funding is allocated through congressional appropriations.
And the problem is that the Congress doesn't do a good job of funding the government. Nobody likes the IRS. It's just not a popular agency.
And that's impacted the IRS's ability to do its job.
In line with the overall shrinking of the IRS budget, of course, the audit rate has decreased significantly as well. And so it's not very likely that you're going to be audited. The IRS audited 3.8 out of every 1,000 returns, or 0.38% during the fiscal year 2022, which was actually lower than fiscal year 2021.
For taxpayers earning over $1 million, there's been substantial reduction in audit rates, but they are still audited more frequently than taxpayers earning below $200,000 on average.
So how does the IRS work? And who's the most likely to be audited?
The IRS is the organ of government that collects, if you will, almost all the money that comes in to fund the government.
There are two primary branches of the IRS: services and enforcement, and operations support. The services and enforcement wing is what most people think of when they think of the IRS, collecting taxes and making sure everyone follows the tax code.
The services and enforcement wing is sort of split according to the sort of types of taxpayers that fall under categories.
The IRS was restructured in 1998 to create these four major divisions. Operations support oversees the customer services division of the agency, as well as IRS policies, programs, and activities. The IRS also established the Taxpayer Experience Office in 2022 as part of a long-term plan to improve customer service.
If you worked in the IRS, they would emphasize the third word in the IRS, which is service. And that's providing assistance to individuals in understanding the tax law and figuring out where their tax refund is.
The IRS is a part of the Treasury Department, but it operates with relative independence, particularly on issues of enforcement. I ran the service for just over 4 years and never once discussed an enforcement matter with anybody at Treasury, and it's illegal to be talking to folks at the White House about certain subjects. It's pretty intentional that you keep a separation there. The IRS needs to be seen by the American people as absolutely nonpartisan. So there has to be a certain distance, at least as to the enforcement matters.